Hey guys, so today I'm here with a book haul. Now, these are books that I've accumulated basically since my last book haul. Some of these I got on Black Friday, some of these I just bought. There's a lot of coupons at Barnes & Noble in the last month, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first books I'm going to show you, as usual, are the books that I bought on Kindle. All of these I got for $1.99. And the first one I have is On the Fence by Casey West. I've read her Pivot Point Dueology and another one of her contemporary books, The Distance Between Us, and so I saw this on sale and I had to get it. The next book I have is Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. I've read her other book, The Beginning of Everything, and I liked it enough, and so I saw this for cheap and I decided to pick it up and try it out. The next book I have is What You Left Behind by Jessica Verdi. I don't know too much about this one either, but it was cheap and it was on my wish list, so I bought it. And the last Kindle book I have is 99 Days by Katie Cotugno. I've read her other book, How to Love, and it wasn't my favorite, but I decided to go ahead and try this out because it was cheap. Now on to the physical books. The first physical book I got, of course, is Winter by Marissa Meyer. Everybody and their mother is reading this right now. It's the fourth book in conclusion of the Lunar Chronicles series, it's one of my favorite series ever. And if you haven't picked it up, I would highly recommend you do so. I read this one already. I talked about it in my November wrap-up. And the next two books I actually got from the author. I won them in a giveaway. The first is A Darker December, and it's just a short book of poetry. And the second book is Keeping the Tarnished, and they're both by Braden Nave. And I think this is a thriller. I don't know too much about it, but I'm going to give it a shot. And the next book I got is The Lies About Truth by Courtney C. Stevens. I've read her other book, once again, picking up books of authors I've read already, and it's called Faking Normal, and it was one of my favorite books of last year, and so I'm really excited to try this one out. It's kind of another sad book. I think it's about a girl whose friends die in a car crash. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to pick this one up soon. And then of course I had to get Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the illustrated edition by J.K. Rowling. Everybody's getting this. I actually had a coupon, and so I was able to get it for half off total because it was already discounted on barnesandnoble.com, and then I used my coupon. So I got it for $20, and it's regularly $40, and so I was really happy. And yeah, I've been looking through it a little bit, and the illustrations are just so nice. Here's an illustration of Dumbledore. Yeah, so hopefully I want to reread this book in this edition so I can see all the pictures, and it'll be a new experience getting to read it with illustrations. These next books I got on Black Friday. Half Price Books had a 20% off sale, and they had a lot of books I wanted, and then I had a coupon for Barnes & Noble, so I just have a lot of books here. And yeah, the first one I have to show you is I Was Here by Gail Forman. I've read several of Gail Forman's books, and I've loved them, and so I'm really excited to try this one out. This is about a girl whose friend commits suicide, I think, so it's a sad book, but yeah, it's not very long, and so hopefully I can get to this soon. The next two books are Dueology, and that is Carrier of the Mark and Shadow of the Mark by Leigh Fallon. I don't know too much about these either. I just know that they're paranormal books set in Ireland, and that's all I know. But they were both cheap there, and so I just picked both of them up. I always see them on Book Outlet, and I've seen them around BookTube a little bit, but I haven't heard too much about them. So if you've read them, let me know what you thought of them. But yeah, I'm excited to get to these. And then I completed my Colleen Hoover collection by getting the last three books I didn't own. I got Ugly Love, Confess, and November 9. I've read these two. I haven't read this one yet, but yeah, I really like Colleen Hoover's books, and they're really quick reads. You could just fly through them. And the last book I got at Half Price Books as well. I was looking around, I picked out all my books. I was like, okay, I think I've got enough books. And then I saw The Rose Society by Marie Lu, and I saw that it was signed, and I was like, well, I want to read this book because I read The Young Elites, the first book in the series, at the beginning of this year, and I enjoyed it, so I was like, well, I want to read this anyway, and I might as well get the signed copy, even though it was a little bit more. But yeah, so I now have a book that's signed by Marie Lu, which is pretty exciting. And these next three books I ordered from barnesandnoble.com with coupons for Black Friday. The first book is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga. Once again, I think it's another suicide book, so it's another really sad book, but I kind of like sad books if I'm in the right mood for them. I've heard really good things about this book, though. I don't really know too much about it, so hopefully I can get to this one soon, too. And the next book I have is 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. This is the sequel to 1,000 Pieces of You, which I read at the beginning of this year again, and I really loved it. So I had to pick up the sequel and find out what happens. I've read this one. I'll talk about it in my December wrap-up. And the last book I have from Barnes & Noble is First and Then by Emma Mills. This is another contemporary book. I believe Emma Mills is a YouTuber. But yeah, I've been told it's Friday Night Lights meets Pride and Prejudice, and so yeah, I was like, of course, I'm on board for that. And so yeah, I'm excited to get to this one too. And the last book I have is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. I know what you're thinking, Mary, you already own this book. I know, but I own the American edition, which looks like this, and it doesn't match all of the other Sarah Dessen books I own. All the other Sarah Dessen books I own look like this, and I was really mad when they changed the cover, but then I found out that in the UK, they kept the same cover, and so I was like, yes, I need this pretty edition that matches this one, even though it's not the same size, but I don't care. I know it's vain of me, but I just really wanted this pretty edition. I really like the orange and blue combination. This was probably one of my favorite covers of the books. Really enjoyed this book. I read it back in May, and I'm a big fan of Sarah Dessen. So yeah, if you haven't picked up a Sarah Dessen book, go do that now. So that's all the books that I've gotten. Hopefully my next book haul will be my Christmas book haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye!